back to another episode. Ryan and Kevin here with KSMMA, and today, for the very first time, we have on Mackenzie Dern, who fights on December 12th at UFC 256. Mackenzie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
No
anytime.
problem. So you're coming off a big win over Ronda Marcos, and now you're having a nice turnaround. What was it like? What was the right amount of time you had off?
Off from camp and everything. I think I took
Yeah.
like maybe one week, 2 weeks to just kind of relax. I kind of like felt my knee a little bit in the fight with Randa, even though it was like more jiu-jitsu. I think I didn't stretch too good on the on the warm, before I went into the fight. So I was feeling my knee like maybe 1 week after. And I was just kind of starting to put pressure, like, hey, I want to fight again this year, like, especially with everything happening, the COVID, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen next year. So if I can get
Yeah.
this fight and everything before the end of the year, that's good. So, of course, I wanted kind of like a higher ranked opponent, but I think this is going to be like a great test. She has so many submissions. She's kind of a jiu-jitsu girl in the MMA world. So I think it's kind of like a battle of who has the best jiu-jitsu in MMA.
Yeah, it was. Before we get into your fight, I just wanted to ask you. Speaking of your last fight, were you surprised when Oranda went to the ground with you? Because her game's kind of more in the striking department.
Oh, definitely. It was kind of like my fight with Hannah Cyphers, how she kind of stayed more in my guard too. I thought like, then I was even more surprised because I imagined that like Randa had saw my fight with Hannah. And I didn't like fall on purpose or anything like that. I totally fell on accident. I tried to like kick as much as I could, but it didn't work out. I guess it did work out good because then we were on the ground, but I was definitely surprised. But I understand too, it's kind of like in the heat of the moment. I think people kind of think like, oh, ground and pound, and all these things. So, but it was really like early on in the round, it wasn't like in the middle. So I was definitely surprised, but I'm happy it happened.
Yeah, no, that was a great fight, and it happens. You sometimes slip, you never know. But for that camp, you worked with Jason Perillo, and he's one of the best like striking coaches in MMA. And I saw on your Instagram for this camp, it looks like you've been focusing on your striking a lot. How much has he helped you become a better fighter?
Oh, so much. Like now I used to watch like Weili Zhang, the champion. I used to watch like Joanna, Rose, like Michelle, all these girls, and think like, man, the level that they're on striking wise is like, I have a long way to go until I can like hang in with them, And it's just like now he's showing me, obviously I don't think I'm there right now, but he's like brought out all this potential where I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm almost there, like I'm gonna get there one day too, and of course I have the jiu-jitsu behind me, that's I think is good. Sorry. I have the jiu-jitsu behind me, so that's good. But Perillo just kind of really brought out all this potential where I'm like, oh man, I think I can really be a striker, not leave my ground game, but I can hang in with the strikers and everything. So it's really cool to have like, I stayed, I think maybe 4 weeks with him for my last camp. And now this is like my first full camp, just with him, seeing him basically like every day, he's probably like tired to see me by now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like training and all of that, and it looks like your striking's improving every day on your Instagram, but how has training camp been going for this fight so far?
Really, really good. I can't like complain about, thankfully like the COVID stuff is a little bit like I guess before the winter started hitting, it was like a lot better.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like everything's organized, my camp is organized. The training I'm having so much, I'm sparring like every day basically. So I'm getting like punched in the face and just keep going forward, and it doesn't affect me anymore. So I'm definitely really happy with how my striking is going, how I'm developing as a fighter. I think I'm like gonna try to show that I can be a contender for the belt, and yeah, I'm really happy. I was almost like nervous to put my video of me on my Instagram because there's so many like people they're gonna criticize and everything, but with so many good good response, like people were sharing it and all these things, like mentioning me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I was really happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Mackenzie, you're about 2 weeks out to your fight. When do you normally start weight cutting, and like how does your normal weight cut go?
I just been training so much, like so hard. I'm really, really, I mean, obviously I didn't make weight I was in 2018 when I fought Amanda in Brazil,
Yeah.
Amanda Cooper. And so like I just been focused. I can't let that happen again, you know. So I'm only 4 pounds above. So I don't really have a weight cut, you know. I'm like 2 weeks out. So I'm doing good and just training hard, you know, focused and trying to be like more professional, I guess, professional focused and, you know, more mature fighter.
Definitely.
Awesome. And so you're fighting Verna. How do you think you stylistically match up with her? And like and you both are on win streaks, so this is a big fight, and it seems like Verna likes to take it to the ground and get a submission. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's like one of the fights that I like least know what's gonna happen, you know, because I don't know if she's like, I know she has a lot of good submissions and things like that. I definitely don't want to be in a bad position with her, like I don't know, her hugging my head and, you know, grounded pound, all these things. But I mean, I think like I've done jiu-jitsu like world champion level, you know, sport jiu-jitsu, you know, competing in jiu-jitsu, like a little bit different style, I think a little bit different levels.
Yeah.
Of jiu-jitsu. So I mean, I don't know if she's like confident. I don't know if she's gonna be confident with her jiu-jitsu against my jiu-jitsu. Or if
Okay.
I imagine probably she believes her striking is better than my striking because, you know, I'm a jiu-jitsu girl, so I don't have like the best striking in the game, you know. So I don't know what her strategy will be. I definitely gonna feel it out and see what opportunities have for me that like present themselves for me. But I mean, I want the bonus, you know. I'm definitely going after the bonus. So if
Yeah.
it's gonna be fight of the night or submission of the night or
Mm,
knockout of the night, you know, I think something's gonna happen.
awesome.
Yeah, like you see sometimes when fighters have the same style, like that cancels out. Like say that you like both you have good jujitsu, like you think that could cancel out and this just becomes a striking match?
Definitely. I think, you know, people always say like, oh, you know, when they get two grapplers together, it always comes out striking, you know. I definitely don't have a problem. I think it's cool, like kind of to see who has the best jiu-jitsu and MMA, you know, and the women's, like, you know, I think a lot of people are talking about her, the jiu-jitsu. So I'm not nervous to go to the ground. I think will be fun. But I think it could be a possibility too, you know, we both end up striking and they just see like, okay, who has the best striking out of these two jiu-jitsu girls?
Definitely, yeah. It's certainly going to be a great fight. And so now 2020 is almost over. And, you know, after this fight, when are you looking to get back in there? You think we could see you back in there like early 2021?
I'm thinking like April, you know, end of April or end of March, beginning of April. And yeah, I mean, with a good win, hopefully that happens. You know, I'm seeing like on the UFC and stuff, they're already kind of posting fights that are getting scheduled like for February and March already. So
Wow.
I don't know how filled they'll be. How I think they're like loading up on all these fighters that maybe they didn't get the chance to fight in 2020, but hopefully there's gonna be some space for me to get in and fight. And after this, just kind of take a couple weeks off. And you know, I had like 3 fights back to back basically, so I really just want to take a little bit off and then get back to training and go after the title.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and speaking of 2020 and all that, you're having a big 2020, 2 wins already, a few $50,000 bonuses. Now, when COVID
Mhm.
hit and all, and you saw the UFC was still going to put fights on, is this something you wanted to take advantage of and fight like 3 times a year, like you're doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, because too, I was like 1 year off with my pregnancy and everything, and I was like missing it. I said, man, I have so much, like so much I need to, you know, make up. I need to make up a lot of room and a lot of work because all these girls were training and fighting when I was off, you know. But also too with the COVID, you know, I said like, man, if Dana's doing this and making this happen, like I wanna take advantage of that. And you know, there are people that they can't come to the United States and all these things. So I'm just like grateful that I'm good, I'm healthy, you know, I have everything I need to be able to fight. So yeah, definitely. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, you know, like I know they changed the president and all these things. So you know, you never know. Hopefully it gets better and we have like all the, I don't know, the cure,
Yeah.
everything like that. But I don't want them to close and, you know, be off again and all these things. So definitely happy to be able to get one more fight in this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I gotta ask you though, how does it feel when you hear Dana said you got a $50,000 bonus?
Oh, it feels so good. It feels good. Like the first time, I think the first one, I saw just like on. Oh no! The first one my manager told me, and I was like, oh my
Right.
gosh, you
Yeah.
know, he think he called me. And then the second one, some of my friends from the media, they texted me and I was on my phone and said, oh my gosh, I got it. Yeah, I'm so happy, and it's good. It's definitely good. And I think I don't know. I mean, it definitely brings my confidence up. And I think it probably, I mean, not that it makes any people like nervous, but I think they know like, hey, she's going to fight, not just like to win by points or something like that, and I definitely think it's a little bit different energy when you fight someone who's like trying to get those finishes and get the bonuses and go and put on a show.
Yeah. So one of the last things, so you're ranked 11th right now, and like we said, you're having a huge year. How much closer do you think you are to getting a ranked opponent?
I think like I hopefully if I win good, I can go up maybe because she's behind me on the ranking. I don't know how far they'll push me, maybe one or two spots. I don't know. But then hopefully like maybe top 5, top 4, 3, 2, whatever. One of those. I'm definitely. But hey, I mean, I understand everyone's looking at their best interest, So I know that like I want to fight number 6, for example, number 6 is gonna want to fight number 1 or number 2,
Yeah.
So just whatever opportunity we have, but definitely they know I'm looking to get to that belt, and I don't want to get to the belt like fighting, I don't know, unranked people, all these unranked people, and like taking easy fights, even though just because they're unranked doesn't mean they're easy. But I want to like keep pushing myself and showing like, hey, I'm ready to fight the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something. So you fought Amanda Ribas in 2019. It was a very close fight, and you're both better fighters now. How many more fights you think to maybe where you could get that rematch back and fight her again?
I mean, I think honestly for me and Amanda, I think if we fight again, will be for the belt, or if I get the belt first, she'll be challenging the belt, or if she gets the belt first, when it's my turn to challenge the belt, I don't know. I don't really see us fighting before then, but I definitely see her with all the potential to have the belt, and me too, so if that day comes, I think will be a great fight. It's going to be so cool because I think we both evolved so much, like you said, and it will definitely be a different fight, like Dustin with McGregor. I think it's going to be a different fight than the first one and all these things. So I think will definitely be really cool, but I don't see it like in the near future or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully one day we get that rematch because I think that would be another great fight. But
Be an awesome fight.
Yeah. Last thing here, though, one of the things we do with our interviews, we just ask a fighter a random question and all that. So for you what is your favorite cheat meal after a fight or just whenever, like in general?
Oh, my favorite cheat meal? I really like cookie dough. So whenever,
I like that.
like if I can have like cookie dough, like not just like a spoon, like I'll eat a lot, like half a thing, of cookie dough. So if I can, whenever I can, I'll try to like sneak that in.
Definitely. Yeah, well, thank you for coming on. It was really great speaking to you. If you want to thank any sponsors, shout out any sponsors, my bad, thank any coaches, and shout out any social media. The floor is yours.
Yeah, and just thank you to all the fans. I mean, the fans is what gets us here. Is what makes the interviews. What makes everyone wants to watch us and things like that. So thanks to all the fans. Thank you guys for having me. Of course, thanks to family and coaches and everything like that. And yeah, I'm excited to try and put on a show for you guys. So thank you.
Thank you. Good luck in your fight. We can't wait.
Thank you guys.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at KSMMA, and also our new YouTube channel. Check it out. That's where we post all these interviews. Same name, KSMMA. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.